Hey coach, can you give us a video about VO2 max? Can you make it super simple, easy to follow? And could you throw in some workouts that I can use? I can do that. Oh, PS coach, could you speak less Scottish? Aye, I can do that as well if you want. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about VO2 max. You know it. You've even maybe got a watch that's measured it and given you a score. You've looked that up online and you've thought, I am superior for my age. Now you've got to remember that all those charts are general population, not athletes. Hey, but let's not go down that road at the moment. VO2 max is something you've probably worked at, but what is it? Well, let me describe it in a way that it is a group of moving parts. We've got our heart, our capillary network, our lungs, and then our muscles. And when all of them work together to use oxygen effectively for exercise. So we use oxygen for exercise. Effectively, what does that mean? It means that you can actually continue to exercise. So exercise has limiting factors, a couple of them being lack of oxygen and a lack of fuel in terms of glycogen. So if we add all these parts together and we improve all of them, then we'll improve our VO2 max. Well, in effect, yes. What if I shared with you the journey of inhaled and exhaled air for an elite athlete? Now I can see you all putting your hands up. You all know how much oxygen is in atmospheric air. Around 20%. So when we measure exhaled air, we're looking at how much the athlete can use. That would give us a VO2 max score. Now we won't talk about relative numbers or all that. This is a simple video. Okay, so I have seen in the lab elite athletes, Olympic athletes return 16%. Now wait a minute coach, 20 and 16, that's only 4%. Yeah, and that's at the elite level. The elite level, 4%. We're pretty inefficient, aren't we? Shock, horror, headlines. We're inefficient as athletes. We weren't designed to be athletes. We were designed to hunt, to stay warm, to reproduce. I don't know if there's a polite way of doing that. If we were designed as athletes, we would have better knee joints. So think about that, our ability to use oxygen. So we all know from basic science that hemoglobin in the blood is going to bind to oxygen and that's going to help transfer it around the body to these living tissues. Hemoglobin can carry 4 oxygens. Let's say you're carrying 1 or 2. So we need to increase our oxygen saturation. If we do that, we've got a better chance to keep the supply of oxygen going. Making it sound simple, coach. But how do I do this? Well, if we think about the metrics of fitness and we actually come away from the workout, let's come away from the stimulus at the moment, and we look at ways that we can improve our heart health, our circulation health, our lung health, our muscular health. There are lots of ways that we can do this, and I'm constantly talking about them. 10 hours of training a week in terms of stimulus is only 6% of your weekly time. So could you spend more time on your heart health through nutrition, stress management? Yeah. What about cold showers to stimulate your circulatory system, to improve the muscular tension of the vascular walls of your veins and arteries? Yeah. There are so many ways that an athlete is missing out on creating the platform to build a stronger VO2 max. Okay, that's great coach, but give me the workouts. What do I need to do? Well, VO2 max is very trainable for an amateur athlete. That's a good thing. So if we train correctly, we can see quick returns in our aerobic capacity. And remember, resistance to fatigue is what it's all about. So oxygen supply, glycogen supply. Let's go. What does a workout look like then, coach? Well, believe it or not, a good VO2 max workout has got 20 minutes of intensity. That's it. So you can wrap around with a warm up and a cool down, a good VO2 max workout inside an hour. So when I see people posting 2-hour, 3-hour VO2 max workouts, I'm like, what the hell are they doing? Okay, so if we've got 20 minutes, how do I distinguish between long and short workouts? So if I've got 20 minutes, coach, what do I do with long or short workouts? What's the best pattern of workouts? Now, we used to do VO2 max efforts over 3, 4, even 5 minutes. We used to have this terrible contraption called the King Cycle, and for 5 minutes, you would blind yourself on it. But now, what we know we can do is we can work shorter. Now, I particularly like 1-minute efforts to build the capacity for VO2 max. Now, here's where athletes go wrong. Because we work for a short time, and I mean, we're going to dive into 30-second efforts, but only a minute, what happens is, after about 3 efforts, They tend to feel activated, they feel sexy, they feel strong, and they push the power above the normal range. And what is that range? 106% to 122% of your FTP, or a scale 9 out of 10 on the RPE. Do not worry about heart rate. It's going to drift too slow and drop too fast. To use it as a really sustainable, measurable metric doing VO2 max. Okay? So let's say most people are around about 120%. They hold it for a minute. After 3 minutes, they start to push higher because they feel strong. They think that the bigger stimulus will give bigger reward. Wrong. They will get to what we call a point of hypoxia too quick. The power will start to drop and they will lose the effect. In fact, they're testing the body more than developing the body, because the key in VO2 max workouts is the recovery. The recovery between the pinch points of the effort. So you manipulate the recovery so that you can experience the drift of the heart rate, which when you're fresh will take about 9 to 12 seconds. As we fatigue, this recovery doesn't quite happen. So we are starving the muscle cells, the healthy tissues, of oxygenated blood. So your body has to do one thing. It has to adapt. It has to work harder to bind to more oxygen. We have to learn to breathe deeper during the recovery. Through our nose, fill up our lungs. We have to give the hemoglobin a chance to bind to that oxygen. So we would work through blocks of VO2 until we have a work period that is replicated by 50% in recovery. So if we work for a minute, we would have a recovery of only 30 seconds. If we work for 30 seconds, we would have a recovery of 15 seconds. Now you can't get there very quickly. You have to build up. I'm going to share with you 3 workouts that will allow you to use minute efforts over a period of time and get it down to that 50% recovery. And in it, I'll share some text that will allow you then to move that into 30-second efforts. Because VO2 max workouts are so easy to do, but I promise you, they're even easier to get wrong. And if we do 1 or 2 of these workouts a week, and we try not to populate our training with other high intensity work, we wrap it around with some aerobic, capillary density, mitochondrial boosting, lower level training, you will start to see gains in your fitness quickly. Now, the real point of VO2 max as well is it will move all endurance metrics apart from our mitochondria. But have you got the confidence to do lots of VO2 work and then go and do a long distance ride? Probably not at the moment, but I tell you, it does work. Hey, try some VO2 max during your winter training when you're locked indoors, because it can really boost your fitness. So when you get outside in better weather, you're stronger, fitter. So your longer rides, you're actually in a higher level of absorption. So it makes it easier to recover from. Because remember, we're only as good as what we can recover from. Hey folks, look, I've rattled through quite a few points, but get the idea of working at your VO2 and not focusing on finding more power, but manipulating the recovery points. Sure, you gotta hurt yourself. Is it easy to do? Yes. Is the intensity easy? No. There is no shortcuts. You enjoy the struggle, you enjoy the pain, but if you do it smartly, you will get phenomenal gains. Okay, right. So the link for the workouts is in the description. I got something else to share. Make sure you go and find the new channel, Scott McLean, live channel. We're going to do all the live workouts, VO2 max included. We've got the live chat, live podcast, live products, everything's live. This channel that you're in is going to have all the little uploads, okay? So YouTube understands is better. And hey, if you're looking to boost your motivation, boost your fitness, boost your VO2 max, why not drop me a message? I've left a link to book a call with me and we can talk about training. Because not only will I get you fit, I'll get you sexy as well. I'll get you super motivated. Hey, I'll make you a bloody superhero. Hey, you take care. I've got a VO2 max workout to do. Actually, it's a live workout. So I may actually see you again in the workout. You take care, keep spinning, keep smiling. And remember, anyone can train hard. There's only a few of us can train smart. And when you get VO2 sessions right, you'll know